Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. Today we will be going over board number 34, which will be a continuation of the high chariot to protect house variation. Without further ado, let us begin. Cannon. Red, screen house defense. Red goes for P7 plus 1. Black counters with P7 plus 1, the pawn rank chariot, and red offers a trade of chariots. Instead of retreating the cannon, black goes for the high chariot to protect house variation. Now, in the past two boards, h8 plus 7 was discussed, which is one of the major lines. Today, we'll be going over the c8 equals to 7. Now, with c8 equals to 7, the red takes the early initiative and takes aim at this horse over here. Now, this is because this horse is now not protected because of the high chariot protect horse variation. So red immediately tries to target the horse over here. Now this is an effective tactic and relatively proactive and is commonly seen. However, the downside would be the development horse. Usually when p7 plus 1 is played, red would be able to play h8 plus 7 to develop the left horse as a proper horse. However, with c8 equals to 7, this possibility would be diminished. So let us see what would happen. Now, black will continue with e3 plus 5 to defend. Now, the reasons behind this move is that, first of all, if red goes for p7 plus 1, black could use the elephant to capture here. And with e3 plus 5, effectiveness of this cannon would be diminished because now it would black would have one less target for red to attack because the cannon cannot attack the elephant over here. This move, red will continue his attack with 7 plus 1, choosing to sacrifice his pawn. Now, on the surface, it would seem to be a necessary move because black can play e5 plus 3. However, this is sacrificing the pawn and using 2 moves to do so is okay. The reason is because black will be forced to play e5 plus 3, and in the process of doing so, we can see that black's formation is now in a disarray. Later on, black would have to use at least 1 or 2 moves to retreat his attack his horse, retreat his elephant, and push the pawn forward before he could develop this horse. Otherwise, this horse will have to retreat and go less commonly routes for development. Now, this would be the position of discussion for this board. At this point in time, 2 variations were discussed in the book. The first would be h8 plus 9, the second would be p5 plus 1. In variation A, h8 plus 9 is played, whereby red goes for 5-7 cannons. This is a very staunch formation with quite versatile. So, as mentioned in the earlier boards, one very powerful tactic that black can use with the high chariot to protect horse variation is to retreat the other cannon to the rank, whereby black will now try to traverse it across the board, attack the chariot, and hopefully gain some momentum attacking this flank. This board, red will play r9 plus 1 to develop the chariot as a rank chariot. Now this would lend support to this flank. So after this move is played, the main battlefield would be the flank would be this side of the board. If he played r9 equals to 8, chariot would not have any good pace to move. Now, what would happen if red chose to play h9 plus 7, to try to develop the horse and attack this horse? Black would take the initiative, play c2 equals to 7, thus forcing the chariot to move away. And once he did so, black could play h7 plus 8 to start counter attacking. So this would place this flank under a lot of unnecessary trouble. And for the time being, after playing h7 plus 8, the cannon and the chariot will now be protecting the horse over here. So if red played h7 plus 6, etc., there will not be any good lines for further development of this horse. And the uh, threat of the cannon on this file cannot be neglected because powerful attack, this flank is very empty. So h9 plus 7 is not a good idea. Instead, r9 plus 1 will be a good move in response to a similar attack by black, whereby the chariot could now traverse across the board for attack and defense. So that continues with c2. The red chariot is moved away, h7 plus 8. Now after this move is being played, both colors will be attacking. So a relatively less volatile move would be to play a4 plus 5, where black would try to defend. Red would immediately target the cannon, try to move his attack, chariot, and the resulting situation will be relatively mitigated. Black's pieces are cramped, but it will not be too much of a problem. Red would not have any good obvious targets for attack at the moment also. So h7 plus 8 will be a relatively proactive and volatile variation. Say r9 equals to 2, so that you don't have to fear p7 plus 1. And black would usually play capture the pawn and attack the elephant, which cannot move because the chariot will now be blocking it. If you play a4 plus 5, red will try to harass the cannon again. After trading material, red could play r2 plus 7 and black would lose the cannon. And red would be prepared to sacrifice the elephant for an attack on the central file. After capturing, although red might lose an elephant, he will be compensated with an attack on the central file. Red could continue with r4 equals to 7 or h3 plus 5 for an attack. Whereas black could now focus his attention on this flank. Both colors would have their chances, but red would generally be slightly better off. So this concludes variation A. Now in variation B, red immediately starts his attack with p5 plus 1. 5, h8 plus 9, and black will counter with c2 plus 1. Now this is a very key defensive move, targeting the chariot and also protecting the central pawn. Now black would not have to worry about the cannon being threatened by r9 equals to 8 because he could always play h3 minus 1 to readjust his position and also deal with the issue of this horse being under attack by the cannon. Playing p5 plus 1 would appear powerful, but it would not be as good as this move. Because if, let's say, black played p5 plus 1, black could play r1 equals to 4 and start to counter attack. Now the situation is extremely complicated, and but generally speaking, red's attack is relatively dull, not very versatile, and he will not have many tactical combinations to continue. So that is why p3 plus 1 is more defensive, steadfast approach, but it will give red more opportunity. Say r9 equals to 8, forcing the horse to retreat and capturing the pawn that crossed the river. The situation will be mitigated. It will not be as complicated, but black can be satisfied with this, while red will still have an attack going on. So the situation will be such that both colors would have their advantages they have gained, and it would still be very too early to tell the outcome. So, short review of black. And horse, 7th pawn advancement for both colors. Pawn rank chariot, offering a trade. High chariot to protect horse variation. And this will be instead of the proper horse. Another major way, as shown discussed in this board, would be c8 equals to 7. Now, again, this is because once the chariot had moved, this horse would now be unprotected. 5, piece 1. A continuation, red deliberately sacrifices the pawn, such that black's formation would become unstable. Position of discussion, variation A, h8 plus 9, variation B, p5 plus 1. A, red retreats immediately, starting his counter attack, focusing on the chariot over here. And red continues with a rank chariot, hoping to lend more support to this flank, applying more pressure on black. 4. And with this move, black is prepared to play p3 plus 1 to the chariot. Red has his own ideas. He will play effectively with r9 equals to 2, and black would gain a pawn. That would be a good idea to play a4 plus 5, because after trading material, the cannon will be lost. Red will gain material, and terrible situation. Red finds compensation with an attack on the central file, and things will become very complicated. We have possibility of r4 equals to 7, and or h3 plus 5 as a continuation attack. Both colors would have their chances. Option B, p5 plus 1, a4 plus 5, c2 plus 1 to target the chariot in this manner. p3 plus 1, and after trading material, the situation would be diffused. Both colors would have their advantages, but generally speaking, red's formation is much better. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video on discussing the chariot to protect horse variation. So if you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you.